At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jar.
And I am Anthony C. hosting in yet another edition of the Hour of Politics. Welcome to the broadcast. And welcome to the show this afternoon. If you are here in the United States, and also to those in Liberia, I guess you are in the same afternoon time. Welcome to this broadcast. You might be wondering what we got for you today. I am a proponent. I see myself as an advocate for the War and Economic Crimes Court. The latest development seems to be very encouraging. I am optimistic, but I also have a side of me that is pessimistic. And I will give you these two sides today. What I also see in this collective, or why should be a collective fight, effort, and advocacy, and wanting, whatever way you want to pull it, for this war crime court, I see hypocrisy. I see people changing the goalposts. I see some advocacy that are not genuine. Some advocacy have become situational, sometimes conditional, and it doesn't smell right for our country. And here's the thing, folks. When you think about what has happened in our country, if you are like me and many of you who have witnessed it firsthand, and sometimes you continue to wonder, why is this taking so long? Why? That why? I have the answer to that why. But plus this why, I have other questions. And if you have not shared this show yet, I will encourage you to do it. Join me. Let's have this conversation about accountability concerning war crimes, economic crimes, crime against humanity, rape of all sorts, conscriptions of child soldiers or children as soldiers. These things happen. And I don't want to bore you about the human suffering that we all have to endure, but many have to pay the ultimate price. And how are we respecting them? How are we honoring the price they have to pay so that we can be alive today to say we have a country called Liberia that we have entrusted with some people to act on our behalf and in our best interest? Are they up to the task? Why is it taking this long, folks, for us to get this war crime court? Who is hiding something? Who is holding on to something? Did we not all see the war? Did we not all see the senseless killing? Did we not all see the destruction? And people come to us, they say they want to be leaders, and our people give them their blessing, and all they do is to just kick the can down the road. I am ready for this today. So please hit that share button and let us get started here. And folks, you know, here at the Hour of Politics, and here at Focus on Liberia, we do not start until we wrote this in. Stay tuned. And so for let us get started here. And you all know that I am Anthony here, the host of the Hour of Politics here at Focus on Liberia. The War Crime Code is a must. If you didn't hear me, let me sound louder. The War Crime Code is a must or must be a must. My topic for today, the Dragnet of War Crime Code, War and Economic Crimes Code, BU1. Those of you who are playing games with us, BU1. For the Dragnet of the War and Economic Crime Code is on its pathway to Liberia. Let's get started. To get this thing done for you today, I have a series of questions. And I'm not going to shy away in this edition to call people by their names, because these names, as I sometimes try to tell you, are the reason we are now where we need to be as a country. And they must be called out. And I will do that today. What are the questions that I'm asking today? Who is president we are afraid of when it comes to the War and Economic Crimes Court? I will give you the answer to this question. I have another question. Are the Americans ready now to help Liberia to establish the War Crime Court in Liberia? Are the Americans ready? The Americans witnessed the war. Some of their fellow citizens died. And it has to take them this long. And I see my brothers and sisters, and understandably so, happy, celebrating. Have we not celebrated Uncle Sam before? When it comes to the War Crime Court, have we not? Don't get me wrong. I told you I'm optimistic. But also, I have a pessimistic side because I have been around a little bit now when it comes to the subject. So the question I'm asking, and that I will be answering for you, are the Americans ready today, or are they ready now to help Liberia establish the long overdue War and Economic Crimes Court? I will answer that question. And another big question comes to mind, folks. Who wants War Crimes Court in Liberia? Who? Do you really want it? Who all want the War Crime Court? We really need to know as a people. Do we all need it as a country? Do we all need it as a people? If we do, how come it has taken this long, folks? If I just may ask, I will give you the answer. Also, folks, do our political leaders want War and Economic Crimes Court? Do they? What have they said in the past? What are they saying now? Why they couldn't say yesterday that they are saying now? Should we believe them for the first time when they made known to us where they stand on the issue of the War and Economic Crimes Court? Or should we believe them now or not? Hey, the answers, I did my research and I have them. And you know, I try to be a little more analytical here. Does the legislature want War Crimes Court? Some of you might be telling me, Anthony, my brother, I think I know the answer to this one. Hey, I see a good friend, Kantamba. Do you know the answer to this one, Kantamba? I understand you are a communication or practitioner here. You are a strategist. I just want to know, do the lawmakers, the people we elected to represent us, at the legislature, at the people's house, at the house of politics, do they want the War and Economic Crime Court? I will give you the answer. And of course, I'm asking, do the Liberian people want the War and Economic Crimes Court? Do they want it? What have been the involvement of the Liberian people? Ordinary citizens, are they helpless? How can you be this helpless when you've seen it all, when you endured it all, when today your life remains in shambles as a result of these crimes that were perpetrated. Some of us, our future was taken away. We did not get to play. Our boys and girls, and what they left with us, folks, is nothing but schools that are not organized, that are not well built, teachers that are not prepared. And maybe she was right that the educational system is a mess. And this mess is what we have today, and the world contributed to it. And when they came to make it right, they failed us. Hey, let's get started here. Let's go to question number 1. Folks, this is the Hour of Politics with me, Anthony Sie. I am on fire today. This subject, I can't just believe it. It beats my imagination that 15 years plus and we are still counting, and we don't have this instrument in our country. After cries, after pleas, after advocacy, after advocacy, after politics, after politics, presidents after president, lawmakers after lawmakers. Here we are, fellow Liberians. We do not have the War and Economic Crimes Code. What does this say about us as a people? Are we a decent people? Are we people with compassion? Do we have it in us as a people to be able to muster the fortitude, the tenacity, to be able to say for once that we want justice, and justice can be built as the foundation in moving this country forward? Do we have it in us as a people? If we do, who should lead the charge? Somebody may say, Anthony, see, this one is easy. It got to be the leaders. So the question is, who are your leaders anyway? Do you even have some? Or do you think you have some? Hey, let's get to it here. Question number 1. I'm starting from the top. In this edition, I'm starting from the top. Who is our current president afraid of when it comes to the Work and Economic Crimes Code, for which he's dancing around this subject? He seems to be furious, as though we are asking him for him to turn water into wine, as though we are asking him for anything difficult. He's furious. But here's the thing. This guy is on record. He and his political party, the CDC, were toting casters in Monrovia. I was there. I saw it. I know it. They were louder enough. In fact, in the words of Mamba Molu, the current chairman of CDC, unquote, people like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf belong behind rusty iron bars, he said. And I remember that very well. Chairman Molu, they call him. If you are listening to me, come and prove me wrong. To his credit, Mamba Molu have made war crime code his life. When he was in opposition, he went from one attack center to the other. All we could hear from this chairman Molu was War and Economic Crimes Court. But the question is, who is our president afraid of? I see my good friend, my colleague Blair is watching, and my colleague, I want you to stay with me as we have this national conversation, because this political party heard about this chairman, heard about this president. They were succinct. They were eloquent. They never missed their words. Oh, yes, when they were in opposition. And the question Liberians are asking, what has changed? And then my good friend and partner Dennis Jad told me, see, some of you don't know my middle name. My middle name is a female name. My middle name is Mona. He said, Anthony Mona, nothing has changed. It's still the same Liberia. It's still the same people. Nothing has changed. So when CDC felt the need and saw it in its wisdom that the War Crimes Code was needed, was right for Liberia, what has changed? He says, yeah, absolutely nothing has changed. If anything has changed, they have power. Didn't they want power to give the Liberian people the war and economic crime code? Didn't they ask for this power to do for us what we have ever wanted as a people? Didn't they? Yes, they did. Yes, they got it. And what are they doing? Dennis would tell me, see, these guys are changing the goalposts. They are giving flimsy excuses. And I'm glad my colleague is my witness. I'm glad my good sister Sarah Dopo is my witness. And I'm trying to make this thing conversational. I want you, my audience, to interact with me as we have this conversation. This is a serious subject, folks. How can we prove to our fellow compatriots in the South region that we are a decent people? That we even know the word they call justice? How do these people sometimes feel when they pronounce the word accountability? This president, who way back as far as 2004, who is on record, who was being interviewed, newspapers all over the place, one of which today is in the perspective. Go and find it. He had called for war crimes court. He has said that those who bear the greatest responsibility for the heinous, unspeakable, and senseless crimes during the war must be accountable. Where I was speaking, oh, how he loved the Liberian people. Oh, how Bia has loved this country, Liberia, and the people of Liberia. Oh, how he was the son of the soil from Gibraltar, and he was coming to redeem us. How he has assured his fellow citizen that he was man enough to put his foot down and said, enough is enough of impunity in this country. I, George Manawia, will put my foot down. And where is he today? And so I am asking this question, Brother Wia. Who are you afraid of, my brother? Who are you afraid of? Oh, I know the power of the presidency, especially for Liberia. The president amasses or carries so much power, to use the right word. What are you waiting for? And I saw the post from somebody I know, not too well, but I happen to know him anyway. He is in the CDC. Something happened, and then he said, President Weah is a descendant of the legendary Joa Nimenen of Sastan. Really? George Manawia is a descendant of the legendary Joa Nimenen, a courageous, fearless leader, warrior, who stood for his people, unrelenting, unbending. Is we are a descendant of the legendary Joa Nimenen. Look, I doubt it. He is not. He is not. Who is he afraid of? To fulfill his promise to his people. Is he afraid of Joel Howard Taylor because of a Taylor MPP connection, or what? Or who is he afraid of? Oh, I see. The madam. Oh, yes. Manda Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, right? Is that the woman he is afraid of here, folks? Maybe yes. Because I was around during the campaign. I was paying attention very attentively. I saw how the madam went close to Wia. She was looking for a canopy. She evaded justice during her presidency. And Ibwaka was there. Election will come. Bwaka will go for the debate. And he was flat all over the place. the elderly statement, the wise man will not be able to articulate the humiliation, the execution, the blood splattering of his fellow citizens. And he said, maybe we can use the South African style, as though he even understood what he was talking about. He was flat, he was pointless. And why he did that? Because he having to be with the madam. And throughout their 12 years, he did not give us a definite position. But the United Party position, they wanted reconciliation in Liberia. And so for a WIA and a MODU and a CDC and all their surrogates and apologists who were the war crime advocates of yesterday to be lecturing Anson here, to be lecturing my partner Dennis Jar, who lost it all in this war or that war, that why now? The question we ask in return is, why not now? In fact, didn't you promise us? Didn't you tell our people you were coming to give us this war and economic crime court? And what is even baffling, annoying, unbelievable, unacceptable, is a WIA is dancing with Prince Johnson. As though his political dance with Ellen Johnson is not annoying. He is dancing with Prince Johnson. He has turned his back to the people he has promised. He has turned back to a country he claimed to have loved. If this man cannot give this country justice, what else can he do? Dancing with Prince Johnson, I saw a Mamba Molu who has made war crime court advocacy his life, introducing Prince Johnson as his party headquarters. CDC introducing a Prince Johnson at his party headquarters, as though that is not enough. This Mamba Molu, and someone knows him, tell him to come here. Now a brother is speaking about a subject you have devoted your life to, but you have become a broad-day hypocrite. You are not man enough to stand up for what you stood for yesterday because of power, and this is shameful. Bear with me for my emotions, folks. This subject is too serious to be treated with quote-unquote or cool or kind. No, I will not be a cool, kind guy, but I will be a little bit collective here. Oh, I think the word is collected. I will be very collected here, but I will not be cool. I will not be kind, because I know how many people pay the price. And a friend of mine who I live in Morovia during the time of the octopus, when I moved to Morovia for the first time from our village of Southtown, trying to get education after the war, I wasted my time. He told me, Anthony, I was in Detroit then. He said, "Look, friend, it was so bad when the hunger took over the city that kids, children, whenever an adult ate a sugar cane and dropped it, a child will pick it up. This is an adult with so much strength. Chew a sugar cane and drop it after they have sucked all of the juice in it, and a child will pick it up thinking there is anything left. This is the kind of human suffering. This is the kind of humiliation. This is a denial for basic food that our people have been denied of. And a WIA and a MORU and a CDC claiming to be that they are the indigenous. Spare me with your indigenous nonsense. We have a country to fight for here, and you have been given the best opportunity in our country. But our fellow citizens, and you are dancing kakaleka. Is this the time to dance kakaleka? And you are not man enough. You don't have the balls to stand up for what is right. Be on the side of justice for once. But folks, we have to make progress. So To answer your question directly and succinctly, President Weah is a friend of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. President Weah is playing politics with Ellen, not politics, he's playing politics. Because my definition of politics is when you institute policies, programs to improve the life of your people, things that are in the interest of the people, things that are uplifting of a country. That's what I see as politics. Oh, yeah, and there you have to negotiate, but when you do it for the benefit and in the interest of the people. But what I see here is a CDC, is a WIA, is a MONU colluding, conniving, and doing everything in their power with Prince Johnson just to maintain power. And even the power they have, what are they doing for the people anyway? But they want to maintain this because it's sweet. So Weah is a fellow Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She is the devil. She is the elephant in the room when it comes to this subject. And so those of you who are celebrating today about the Americans, I am coming to that question and I will shock you. So let me progress. So Weah is a friend of Ellen. That is why he will not stand up as a man, as he promised the people. And Mama Modu sits right there and he called himself man. He can't stand up to say, I have put my life on the line on this war crime code. As chairman, we must get this done. He will not do it. Introducing Prince Johnson as a passive headquarters, driving all the way to Niba, and Prince Johnson is touring him about a school that he built after he, with all the legislators, have taken the people money and using state resources to build a school. A Mwamba Molu will take his precious time to go and waste it or see that. What a letdown, my people. What a letdown. And so Weah is afraid of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That is what we can get the War and Economics Crime Code today, and nothing more, nothing less, period. And the leaders in the CDC, they are borderless, they are spineless, they all bend to the whims and caprices of Weah. They are the pendulum. They go or they flow wherever the wind blows. This is mind-boggling, and I'm sick of it. Question number 2. This is the hour of politics. We do commentary. We ask the tough questions, and we'll try to provide analytical answers for you so you understand the subject. This is pure politics. So the question I'm asking, are the Americans ready now to help Liberia to establish the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia? Are the Americans ready? And I see celebration all over the place. People are celebrating. Some are claiming credit. Some want to be termed as the heroes. Where were the Americans 12 years ago? Where were the Americans some 15 years ago? Didn't the Americans see the people of Sierra Leone? Didn't they see them? When they had established the War and Economic Crimes Court, how many people does America want to ask for help before it can act? Who should ask for help before it can act? Having Liberians have acted in their own wee way because they are not popular, because they are not well connected. Have they been listened to? Don't get me wrong here. I applaud whatever effort is made in establishing this court. I applaud it. I celebrate it. But this has taken too long. This has taken too long. So the Americans are coming? Let me tell you something. Sometime in 2019, I don't know, some of you pay attention to this. There's a resolution that was passed unanimously at the U.S. Congress. If my memory serves me right, that resolution is called, I think, 1050, something around that. A unanimous resolution was passed in which the U.S. House of Representatives agreed for the establishment of the World Economic Crime Code. We are almost into 2022. And if you do your math, some of you who are genius of mathematics, hey, James, I'm live, I'll call you. Some of you who are genius of mathematics, sometime you will, depending on the month when they pass the resolution, you will say, well, by the time we enter 2003, it might be 2 years, it might be 3 years. I don't pay attention to math, so bear with me. So, folks, back to the subject here. The Americans know the carnage that took place. Who are free Taylor to have gone to Liberia to launch the onslaught of our people? That's the Americans. They know it, you know it too. Taylor has since gone. Bush have to speak for Taylor to be taken. Is that all they wanted? For Taylor to be put into a comfortable prison where he is well fed and have access to TV? Is that what they wanted? Is that what they wanted? So then the question is, what's about the ordinary Liberians who had to bear the brunt of the human suffering, who lost their parents, their wives, their children, their family? Many women and girls who were raped, children that were conscripted to be made child soldiers. Didn't the American know about that? In fact, there were some American nurses that got killed in the war. Wasn't that enough for the American to have been able to help us long since? All they had their darling then in power. I'm talking about Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Unlike Ewia, who lied to us, Amen Tijen Kaba, let me pull it right, sorry. Amen Tijen Kaba of Sierra Leone. He saw the decapitation of his fellow citizens' hands and legs and during the war. And so when that conflict subsided in Sierra Leone, he was a leader. He took all his pen and he penned a letter. And that letter was sent to then United Nations Secretary General Kofi Annan. And Kofi Annan will pick up that letter, folks, and he will read it, and a resolution will be adopted, and a war crime tribunal will be set up in Freetown. Why? Because a leader who understood the suffering of the people, who saw what went wrong in his country, took a decision. Did your madam act? Did she write the United Nations to ask for war crime code in Liberia? She did not. And who was standing by her? Boaka was standing there. And today, the Boaka will tell us now he wants war crime code. And you think that is genuine. If we decides that he won't war crimes today, should I celebrate him or I will not celebrate that brother? Because he didn't tell me that he was going to be dancing around the subject. He was clear. His party was clear. What is taking this president this long to write the United Nations to ask for the establishment on the World Economic Crime Code? What is stopping him for even sending a letter to the U.S. government? Give us the help we need to establish the code. I campaign on it. My party campaign on this. We total casters around here, and we want to make it happen. Why can't Liberian leaders make a promise and be men and women enough to stand by it? And Wia is telling us that he wants reconciliation. What is he doing about the very reconciliation? He was appointed as some form of ambassador and also some commission Ellen Johnson Sirleaf or created, along with Lehman Bowie. Weren't they giving $500,000? What happened to that money? That was Ellen tactics of trying to conjure him politically, and it worked for her. So Ewia does not have the balls to write a simple letter and ask for help that I want war crime code for my people. And you seditions, oh, you are the most extraordinary people on this planet. You all were crying for this war crime code. Because your leader is turning his back and playing politics, you are saying, why now? Really? Really? Look, let me show you a flag. Do you know this flag? And some of you will come and tell us you love Liberia. How in this war do you love Liberia? The leader who told you, and many of you have supported President Weah because one of the things he said was that he will give you the Work and Economic Crime Court. I'm live, sister. I'm live. He will give you the War and Economic Crimes Court. And that's why many of you supported him. And he has given a 160-degree turn. And yet you celebrate. You justify. In your little thinking, you feel, they convince you that when the war crime court can, his government is over. No, it will not be over. It's a lie, like somebody would say, from the stomach of the devil. So, coming to the subject of the Americans, what is taking these American people this long? The war crime courting is a matter of emergency, folks. It is a matter of emergency. The American acted swiftly when it came to coronavirus, money flowing all around. We're talking about trillions of dollars. So those of you who want us to celebrate the Americans, you have my blessing to celebrate. You do have my blessing to celebrate. 15 years plus. Ordinary Liberians have cried. And I have joined with other Liberians some time ago. We went to the U.S. Capitol. We presented a petition. We were ushered into the office of the Speaker. A few months later, this resolution came in 2019. And then I was of the hope that something was coming. And it got stuck somewhere. So, but let me allow you to listen to President Weah. Who all of you celebrate here?
Thank you so much.
Mr. President, Diamond Slanger for Spoon FM. Yes. The speech caused a lot of uproar in Liberia, especially with the portion that had to do with the War Crimes Court where you made Liberia's case. What should Liberians expect from that particular portion?
But I just stated, I don't understand what you want. Since we came to power, I have not one day called for War Crime Court. You, the journalists, call for War Crime Court. Liberians are calling for War Crime Court. Both the victims and the perpetrator are calling for War Crime Court. What I did is to explain to them why now. So if you don't understand my English, then you need to go back to the speech and then you read it well.
Yes, President Weah, I don't understand your English. I don't understand your English. Your English that I have never asked for War Crime Court. You, the generally asked for War Crime Court. Victims are asking for War Crime Court. I am sincere. With millions of Liberians don't understand that English because that English is upside down, Mr. President. You would dare say that? You? And you think you're serious? Do you really believe that you have never asked for War Crime Court? I'm not here to pick a fight. I'm here to tell the truth. But let's hear from Joy Howard Taylor. Oh, I love this woman.
Story. Our country has gone through a very difficult process. There is still much left to be done. Our country is still not reconciled. I do not think a war crimes code for Liberia will be the best thing. We are a very small country made up of less than maybe 4 million persons. And the interrelatedness of the families are so tight. If you drag one person to court, the families that are attached, it will just have a ripple effect.
Folks, did you hear that? That is your vice president. She said, I don't think a war crime code is necessary for Liberia. I know some of you are not surprised. This is the vice president. She's speaking the interrelatedness of our people, of the country, is so tight. In other words, that people she talking, we are so related. We like a whole country with family. Everybody know everybody. So, and then she using what when you drag one person to go. How dare you use that word drag? She is a lawyer. Our vice president is a lawyer. And she's using that word. Somebody who committed heinous crimes against humanity, international humanitarian crimes, asking them to go to a court of law to exonerate themselves of the allegation. And you say if you drag, that's the reason she used that word. That prayer is so we are interrelated, and the leaders know that we are interrelated, but they are stealing from the Liberian people. The lawmakers know we are interrelated, but they are stealing. So when it comes to justice, when it comes to holding them accountable, when it comes to doing the right thing, then we are interrelated. Then they understand it. When they are proposing, when they are passing the budget, when they are voting for it, they want to get brown envelopes. Then they don't know that we are interrelated, that they cannot be taking bribes before they do what they're supposed to do for their family, that we are all interrelated. Then they don't know. Yes, Mana VP, we are interrelated. Even in the family, when a child does wrong, the father punishes that child. We are all from Liberia. In our community, whenever a child misbehaves, that child cannot run to the next family. That next family will hold that child accountable. That is how it has been. That's part of our interrelatedness. So don't come and lecture me here about interrelatedness nonsense. These are the leaders we have. These are the people who don't care about justice. Because of time, I will not play all the videos. Here, I focus on Liberia. We have the words, the voices of all these leaders. All they said yesterday and all they say now, we have it. They can't run away. We will hold them accountable on their own words. With this kind of vice president, who is lecturing us that we are interrelated. War crime code is not good for us. She cares less about the 250,000 people that got killed. Maybe because her husband, Chad Taylor, was involved. I am even brave now to say this woman is a political gold digger. She rolled with Charles Taylor. She benefited. She's rolling with Joshua. She's benefiting. And so she does not care about Liberians who have been ripped apart. She's a woman. Women were raped during the war. And she can't tell me about interrelatedness nonsense. I'm not going to stomach that kind of thing. And this is a woman who will come to tell us she cares about people. When somebody does wrong in the community, isn't that person punished? When a child in the family misbehaves, don't the mother and the father get together to ensure that that child is held accountable? When a child does wrong in the family, don't the uncles and aunties and everybody put together to hold that child accountable? How is that a bad thing today, man? The vice president of Liberia. Really? And some people will tell me the woman is so smart, she's eloquent. I see the eloquent now. Eloquence that has no human feelings, right? And that's why people can be telling me, I get it. So they say the Americans are coming to help us. Let the American hasten their feet. Joe Biden, I voted for you if you are listening to me. We need a war crime code. It's belated. America must act now. America has been dragging its feet for far too long, and I'm tired of America dragging its feet. Oh, dear people telling America that our traditional ally. We, the people of Liberia, my history tells us we are Americans too. We are. And some of you might not believe that. It's up to you. You don't read history. I read history. Go and read your first constitution and you will know what I'm telling you. It's the truth. So Joe Biden, the Democrats, look, give us the war crime code. We tired with this formality and wasting of time. We tired with the window dressing. Give us the war crime code. Folks, let me progress here. I got more questions. So talking about who won the war crimes code, I was asking the question, do our political leaders won the war crimes code? You just listening to Joelle Howard Taylor. She is the political leader of MPP. Do you think she won war crimes code? No, she does not want war crime code. She couldn't be so blunt. She says it's not good for our country. It was good. The people of Sierra Leone brought it. They had it. It was good for them. War did not come to Freetown or Sierra Leone. Or we must be the only people we look at some of our brothers and sisters, murder other brothers and sisters. And we think it's okay, nothing spoil. It's cool, right? It is not cool. It is inhumane. We have to hold these people accountable. Do our political leaders want war crime code? At the 2017 presidential debate, I will shock you to tell you the only person who was clear that he wanted war crime code was Benny Nayiri. The videos I have done here. If any of you don't want to believe me, reach out to me. I will send you the videos. Because of time, I can't play them all. Boaka said he wanted, what's it called? The one that happened in South Africa. That's why he said he wanted. I don't know whether he understood it. Even Alexander Benedict Cummings, he was saying the major thing, the most important thing is the economic. Once the economy is good, everybody eating, it will be all right. But in recent, he endorsed the war crime code. I was in the forum in which I am a team of Liberians who have been advocating for war crime code, asked the question directly. Mr. Cummings told me and my friends that when it comes to war crime code, everybody have a definition. That is a big lie. There is no specific definition or different definition by Liberians when it comes to the war crime code. The war crime code is defined in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's report that recommended a war crime code tribunal for Liberia. It is a code that was being recommended to be established for perpetrators to be given the opportunity to exonerate themselves from the allegations and the crimes they committed. So what do you mean by everybody talking about different things? But today, the coming who said it meant different things for different people, he's saying for it. Look, there's a reason I have this country flag. It's not because I love Liberia more than you, but I want to remind all of us that we have a country to protect. We have boys and girls who are coming up that we who are adults must stand up and get them a decent future. And this future has not been able to be delivered to them. The foundations have not been able to be laid because the leaders who we are depending on, they are dancing around this subject. They are dancing kakaleka with the lives of young people today. So your political leaders don't want war crimes courts. They don't want it. And yet it's another news for you. President Weah, in kicking the can down the road, endorsing the issue, in deflecting the issue, instead of him writing a letter, he sent a letter to the legislature, and according to him, the legislature must advise him what to do on war crime code. I think you're listening to him when you're speaking in the video. What kind of president does that? We learn from history. Amen Tijan Kaba didn't send letter to legislature. He sent it to Kofi Annan. He sent it to the United Nations. And the God War Crime Code. He sent a letter to legislature. You know, Prince Johnson is in there. So folks know, these political leaders don't want war crime court. They don't want it. Because at the legislature, and let me ask the question also here. Where is the question on the legislature? I asked the question, yeah, here it is. Does the legislature want war crime court? The legislature does not want it. President Weah sent them a letter. President Weah's letter is a bluff. He's just, trying to keep the can down the road. So let us not waste our time on that letter. President Weah will send stimulus package, will send $6,500 for each lawmaker, 5G a pass. President Weah will send e-bomb, he will send e-atom, he will send envelope beyond it will pass by 4G. That was President Weah who wanted something. President Weah will send a new draft budget, special budget, and they will somehow connive with the legislature for them to put what they call legislative engagement / accessibility, 30K for each of the 130 lawmakers. View is flying. Somebody throw an envelope through the window. It passed because Weah wanted it. What else has he ever wanted that he has never gotten in that country? The most incompetent appointee ever in our nation history have been sent to that legislature by President Weah, and they all got confirmed. Nearly all of them, including a Wambodiki, a Nigerian fraudster, occupy a consequential position in our country for so many months and months and months until he had to resign all by himself. And you think this is the legislature that wants a war crime court? And here is the deal also. Liberian groups that have been advocating for war crime court. Let me take this time and recognize the genuine advocacy of Emmanuel Savage, a dear friend and brother, a genuine Liberian advocate who has spent his money, who has poured his life on the line. He and his group, Loja, that I'm humbled to be associated with and a member of, they have advocated relentlessly. They have gone to Liberia. They have spent their own money. They have given petition, submitted petition after petition at this very, very legislature. All of those petitions, none have been picked up by this legislature. And you think this legislature of bunch of visionary leaders want war crime code for Liberia? They do not want war crime code for Liberia. They are visionless, they are heartless, and they don't care about you. And I will shock you today. Or maybe some of you know, because you know how they behave. So many petitions being submitted to this legislature. And this is the very legislature Georgia says he sent a letter to. Didn't the CDC reach out to this very legislature for a war crime code and they never acted? Do we have buffer chambers? That guy is the speaker? That guy who are passing around here making noise about war crime code, and today he's mute? Somebody called me his little brother and my good friend Louis Smith. Today I'm on fire. This is embarrassing for this country. That some of us, some of our brothers, that we were raped there, they rape our women, they rape our girls, they rape our sisters, they kill, they looted. And we are right here acting like we don't know what happened. And the people we elect to be lawmakers can't even pass a resolution unanimously. And you think your legislator won the war crime code? And let me come to the so-called CPP. They are in the majority. Do you not know that? These are the people that are telling us that this George Weah and the CDC, they are so bad for our country. The fact that they are in majority, they should be able to get a resolution for the establishment of the war crime code. These people can't even get together and hold a definite position on any subject, on any serious issue. Their political leaders that they worship don't even have control over them. They are the ones that are taking the biggest chunk of the bribes in the legislature. Our lawmakers, they don't want war crime code for us, my people. This is why it has taken us this long. CDC lawmakers too. Jesus Christ. When will we ever get this? When will we ever get this? CDC lawmakers too in the legislature? Somebody tell me Akaros Gray. Where is he? Where does he stand on the war crimes code thing? Their justification and flimsy excuses. When we had United Nations peacekeeper, that was the time we're supposed to do this thing. Now we don't have peacekeeper besides no money. And some of them have the audacity to tell us that when we bring war crime code, it will undermine the development that is going on in the country. What kind of development are you talking about? Hello, I don't see it. Show it to me. Who told you people can't implement the code? People can't carry on the duties and responsibility of a code and can't carry on development at the same time. Why are these people so myopic in their thinking? Why are these people so visionless? Establish the code. Let the code be made of reputable lawyers. Call these perpetrators or alleged perpetrators in, let them answer questions. Let them hold them accountable. Investors will be assured that that country is ready for business. That when anyone tries anything in that country, that person will be held accountable. Millions and millions will come in the country. And these very seditions and their leaders will tell us when Army was here, the money was flowing. Oh, you know that? Do you really know that money was flowing in the country? Because we had United Nations peacekeepers. That's the same way money will flow in the country when we establish a reputable war crimes court in Liberia. Researchers will come. Lawyers from around the world will come. Government around the world who are interested in the establishment of the World Economic Crimes Court will come to Liberia to help Liberians. Money will come. The government will be given credit for establishing the War and Economic Crime Code. And you sedition, know why my man Vendela Patrick won this wordings small, tiny sedition? Because you are small and tiny in your mind. Do you know what of a boast it will be for your government you support when your government is given the credit for establishing the War and Economic Crimes Court? Can you claim that credit tomorrow when that court is established after your leader is furious? I never asked for war crime court. I never asked for war crime court. Lie to us that he never. He should go for this as a legacy. The Bible couldn't be so right here that when people perish because of the lack of knowledge. Our leaders are not knowledgeable when it comes to how to lead our people. Vice President of Liberia, a woman of impeccable education, in her wisdom thinks and feels and believes that war crime code is not necessary for Liberia because we are interrelated. I give her on her. I give her on our leaders. So, folks, your legislator, Josh Lobo, you and say agree here. They are all legislators. They just proven it to us. They can't pick out the resolution. President Weah, who said he sent letter to them to advise him, they have never advised him. He doesn't care because what he wanted is happening. I'll send it to them. They will not pick it up. Once I not send it in there, it will die. After all, I don't want it. You know, they don't want to be on my bad side. Mama Malu, my brother, seditions? No. You are a letdown when it comes to the War and Economic Crimes Code. And in many things, you are. So, folks, the legislature does not want War Crimes Code for Liberia. Political parties leaders don't want War Crime Code for Liberia. And this is my final point, and I will open my phone lines for you to talk. And when I open the lines, you will all get 1 minute to call. And if you want to participate, please start calling now. I don't want to waste time because I've gone 1 hour now, and I want to get the remaining 20 to 25 minutes to you to talk. So if you have not called, call right now. The strolling text, at the end of it, the phone number is there, 605-313-6004. Enter the code that you see there. I want you people who think that you care for War Crime Code, call, come, talk, join us. So, do the Liberian people want War Crimes Code? What do you think? I know all of you say, yeah, Liberian people want War Crime Code. How you want something and 1,000,000 of you have never ever participated in any protest for the War Crime Code? Never. Many of you listening to me. Here in the United States, I know of 2 protests that were organized for War Crimes Code. One at the United Nations headquarters. You never show up. Another one at the U.S. Capitol. I attended the 2 protests. I'm not breaking this one because I attended. But these are the ones I know that happen in the U.S. Some of you so basic. You're doing double. And you say you want War Crime Code. Who should fight for it? Here in America, when folks saw that police killing of blacks is out of control, they jumped in the street. Not only were black people in the street, white people were in the street. Come to think about it. In France, white people were in the street for a black man that was killed. That is how change comes. Now, people, you will continue to pay bills. It's never going to stop as long as you're in this country. That is your curse. That is my curse. You will pay, and you will pay, and you worry about it. You will not do anything. You will not do anything for your people. You will not do anything. You will not stand up for anything. Action speaks louder than words, folks. None of you have ever. Brother Emmanuel Save and his group, Loja, have gone to Liberia many times. There is a War Crime Code protest, peaceful protest, on the 24th of this month, being spearheaded, from my understanding, by the Liberian National Bar Association. They want Liberians from all walks of life to go and participate in that peaceful protest. I can only hope that about 2 million Liberians will wake up and go there. But seditions will not go there because they say when they do it, they will be doing something bad against President Weah. Didn't President Weah say he won't War Crime Code? Didn't President Weah say he sent a letter to the legislature to advise him on War Crime Codes? But you will not go. President Weah did not fight the war. He was not in the war. That's why we know. Until it is proven, that's why I will continue to communicate. He was not a warlord. I didn't see him with gun. So why you can't go advocate for War Crime Code? Who told you that because your party in power, you can't advocate for War Crime Code? When the War Crimes Code comes, your party, your president will get the credit, but you can't see it. It's so difficult for you to see it. Some of you don't have jobs, you're hungry. Maybe when the War Crimes Code comes, because you are part of the protest, some investors will say, okay, Liberia is ready now. They're ready to be serious about their lives. So I'm going there to invest, because the way that war crankle is coming to that country, no war will come. My business will not be destroyed. My business will not be looted. But you will say, oh, as a Christian, I have to listen to the party mandate. I have to be a party discipline. And where has that discipline carried you? You are still hungry. You are still counting lepo. And you think you can't stand up for this country. That's what I have our flag behind me. Are Liberians, or do Liberians want war crankles? Do the Liberian people want war crankle? I have not seen it with action, except for few who have made it their life. Not only do they talk, not only do they write about it, they have protesters. And the best way to show that you are for the war crankle, either to contribute financially to the effort if you cannot be there, but more so for you to show up and march. Martin Luther King was a brave. He marched for his people. President Weah joined the march. Mamba Molu joined the march. Akara Gray joined the march. Bofo Chimo joined the march. All these so-called politicians joined the march. Cummings joined the march. Bwaka, I want to see you in that march. Will they do it? Will they do it? Will they do it? Why you people can't get serious for the one country that God gave to us? That problem now? Has God done any wrong to give us this country? All you people just after chopping, chopping, chopping. If you want this America to help you, your leaders have to ask for it. Your leaders have to stand for it. Your leaders have to make the effort for it. But your leaders have been dragging their feet, giving lip service. That is why maybe, just maybe, the America, who knows everything that happened, has not been able to help. So if these political leaders claim they care about war crime, let them go and march. President, we are sent letter. Let them go and march and say, yes, we got your letter. We're taking your advice. We want a war crime code. This is what I'm marching. This is a time for them to take pictures that they are standing for Liberia and the Liberian people for once and for Christ's sake. All of them, they say, either they're not Muslim, they're Christian. They believe in God Almighty. God is a God of righteousness. He's a God of justice. People, they think we're talking here that just a business. The pastor then that say some of these lawmakers, they say the pastor, some of them reverend, some of them deacon, the father of the year in their church, everything in their church. God is a God of justice. And these people are playing politics with justice, and they say they call themselves servant of God. Really? So, fellow Liberians in their majority have not proven to me that they want war crime court. So I'm throwing out a challenge to those of you under the sound of my voice here today. If you are in Liberia, join the march on June 24th. I want to see millions in the street. Let us send a message to the world that for once we are ready for war crime court. We, the people, can do it. All power is inherent in the people. And all government as instituted by the authority. That is what the good book said. Is Kentama stay here? Is my good friend Macaulay stay here? Is Mamba Mon? Is Akara Grace here? Is President? We are listening to me. The guy who claims to be a descendant of the legendary Joao Nimle. That brave, courageous, fearless warrior of our time, who will climb any mountain in defense of his people. Is he here? Is he listening to me? What is going on in this brother's mind? What is going on in these people's mind about this war crime code? What is their fear? Prince Johnson, that old man who is weak, that coward, he is a coward. This man is afraid of court, and you think he is not a coward? No brave man will be afraid of court. He is a coward. The legislators, they don't want war crime code, folks. This legislator, I've just forgotten this part. I'll open the line here quickly. This legislature elected Prince Johnson to be the chairman on security and intelligence, on national defense and intelligence. This is the legislature you think that won war crime courts? That was a slap in the face of our people. The Senate. Prince Johnson was elected on wet ballot. Nobody went against him. Opposition are in majority. In other words, they all, through their inaction and action, unanimously elected Prince Johnson uncontested on a wet ballot at the legislature, at the Senate. Oh my goodness. Who are these people? Who are these people? You do that to us? Amen. So, Grand Gila, I want to see you marching. Maryland, I want to see you marching. Grand Crew, I want to see you marching. Bombing, Kedman, Riverset, Sino, all the counties, Lofa, I want to see you marching. Bwaka, I want to see you marching. Cummins, I want to see you marching. Wea, I want to see you marching. Molu, all of you, I want to see you marching. Ure, I want to see you marching. Nyombli, I want to see you marching. I don't want you to be a collector of envelope. That should not be your career. That should not be your expertise. Be an advocate for once. I told you I came to fight for a dear country that I love. We need that war crime court. If we show that we're ready, the war is waiting for us. We have been wasting our time. If the leaders can't do it, let us do it with the people. And the way we do it is to march. The way to do it is to vote out all elected officials who have not made any significant progress or effort on the establishment of the war crime court. That is how we do it. Isn't that simple? Why can't we do it? Well, folks, I will take your calls now. I think I have deliberated enough. I think I have provided some analytical answers to the questions that I have had. These are questions Liberians have been asking, and I hope I was able to do justice to the questions, and I hope I was able to deal with the subject, and I hope I did it in my style fearlessly, because the subject is serious. It needed somebody with the level of seriousness to do it. I know I'm not the best when it comes to communication. I know my skills are a little too rough, but we will get there as the people that Martin Luther King would say. And some of you telling me you want peace, you want peace. Martin Luther King would tell us peace is not the absence of war, but it's the presence of justice. That is peace. So when we give the Liberian people justice through the War and Economic Crimes Court, then you will have your peace that you want. Saying you don't know peace, let me tell you what peace is. The phone numbers are open. Let me see who all are here willing to contribute to this conversation. Let's get it started. Oh, my goodness. What is going on here? All right. Folks, bear with me here. It seems to be I am in error with something here. Let me correct that quickly. And if you have call, let your call stay in there. This one should be simple. The call is already in. Let me see here quickly. Here we go. No one has called. I love my people. All the way they won the war crime court, and we have been able to communicate with them. Time for them to speak. They don't want to speak. Oh, Liberians, I love you so dearly. But maybe that is good for me, so that I can be out of here soon, so that I can go push my hours. because some of you might be pushing your hours. That is why you don't want to call. So I will read comments and I will be out of here. So stay with me. Let's do your comments. But before we do your comments, we will take a little break.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jah.
Dennis Jah, thank you, my good friend and big brother, CEO of Focus on Liberia. And I am your guy, Anthony Sie. Before I read your comments, let me bring you some advertisement here. This Wednesday, Focus on Liberia host the Director General of the Liberia News Agency, that is LINA, Mr. Kwame Opawis, will be Focus on Liberia guest. We'll be talking about the current state of LINA, the challenges, the successes, and journalism in Liberia. Kwame Opawis will be our guest on Focus on Liberia, right here, live. And this show will be on at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You do not want to miss that. Also, here at Focus on Liberia on this one is coming on Friday, the 25th of June at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Liberian renowned scientist, Liberian accomplished scientist, Dr. Duba Christian will be our guest here at Focus on Liberia. 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You do not want to miss this interview. He is a biomedical scientist in infectious disease. He is an inventor. He invented something that you can use to test any disease, or that can be used for testing for any disease. He will be here. The fight for COVID-19 is still on. We are not out of the wood here. We will be talking about COVID-19 in Liberia. We'll talk about the Delta variant. We'll talk about vaccinating Liberia. Some time ago, he wrote a letter to the president offering his help. We will talk about that letter, what he was trying to do. He also wrote the Senate about this COVID-19 that killing our people today. What happened when he wrote those letters to those two institutions, the executive branch, to the president, and the legislature, especially the Senate. He told us what happened. Where are we now? Why was he not listening to? Well, Dr. Duba Christian will be here. A Liberian accomplished scientist will be our guest here at Focus on Liberia. And folks, you do not want to miss this interview. It will be educational and it will be informative. The fight against COVID-19, we can't let our people down. I will read a few comments and I will be out of here. Let's hear from Emmanuel Johnson. Something must be wrong with your brain. I think you need brain surgery. I don't know what you're talking about. If that's me, then get me that doctor. Let's get this done. I need that surgery. You just nail it on the head. His affairs of Ellen Johnson, Sally, Ellen, and PYJ. That person say, I nail it. That we are as a friend of Ellen and Johnson, Prince Johnson. Thomas Brown, right? Do you have all the financing for that? Oh, you're talking money? Yeah, we got money. The international community got money. The government of Sweden said when Liberia is ready, it is ready to shovel the money to us. The international community is ready. America has money. So don't tell me about money. Money shouldn't be a problem. Thanks you, Anthony, for standing up for war and economic crimes go for Liberia. I appreciate you recognizing my contribution here. We're doing it for country. Thomas Bryan, again, some of you talk show hosts just talk without reasoning. He's dealing with me that I'm talking, I'm not making sense. Well, that's what you need to do. I'm dealing with others. Someone needs to deal with me, and I like that. Most Liberian loves suffering. This person writes. That might be true because it is what evidence through the action. Teresa Fantoma, right? I think there is a bigger hand for bigger hands for the establishment on the War Crime Court? What the bigger hand? I would like to know. Did the Americans say they are ready to establish War Crime Court? You guys need to be careful. That person is making their point. Benedict Dudman, no, he is afraid of Prince Johnson because he wants vote from him. He's afraid, he's so afraid of this man that all appointments in Nimba is done by Prince Johnson. Okay, that person is making that case. That you have from David Booker, watching you from New York, not New York, but Newark, New Jersey. You are on point, Mr. C. We need you. Call me on this number. Okay, I will try to call you. That person said I'm on point. Joe Biden administration is different from Bush administration. This person is making the case that maybe old man Biden will not do it. Biden is in trouble here. He must get this done. We voted for him. The international community have the resources. You are standing behind the wall asking stupid question. Someone is making that point. Let's hear from this writer, that is Nellie K. Harris Robert. Americans were here, but nobody reached out to them. If you talk about your problem, how can they help? They may see you, but if you don't speak about your problem, the person is making the case, you have a problem, you must communicate it. Let me progress here. Let's hear from Nehemiah Watchlow. But at first, Waka Euro comments are all against the formation of War Crime Code. The tape is available. That is true, but Euro, from what I listened to, Euro said he wanted it. He was willing to go there. The others were the one dancing around the subject, including the late Councillor Bruskin, VP, is talking nonsense. I agree with you. She's talking complete nonsense, complete tabata in my Southeastern language. Let's hear from Mona or Lisa. Mona, how you got my name anyway? That name is not for me. She is not good, just like the other family from, I don't know this case the person is making. Let me leave it there. Let's hear from is that Bernardine? Bendina, I don't know how you pronounce it, sorry, I'm so terrible with names here. Atrocious, Joel Howard Taylor, out of your, hey, we don't talk like that here. Oh my goodness, I didn't see that before putting it there. My friend Daniel advised me, look at the comments before you put it there. That from John, yeah, okay, sir, saying you are supporting the coming of the War and Economic Crime Code, let a committee makes the hearing open and not from those who are seeing preaching hatred against hatred of the government. So that person said the committee is only inviting people who preaching against the government. Let's hear from the man Opa Dwalu here. The bleeding must stop. Liberia is I think he meant Liberia bled. I don't know. War crime code now. Maybe there was an error there, or I may not just be getting it right. Let's hear from Elizabeth here. She follows us here religiously. Thank you for what you do, my dear sister. The Vice President of Liberia, Madam Taylor Hosmer, is in jail for war crimes. Do you want her to support War and Economics Crime Code for implementation? I would think, yes, you should be able to support it because she's making the case that Taylor alone did not do fight the war, all us force, they are not in jail, so why would she not support it? Well, because of time, I will not get to too many comments here. Let me hear from the man Christopher Tobias. War and Economics Crime Courts. Ask your parliament to establish a war crime court. Well, we have asked the parliament over and over, my brother. They have not done it. And your man, Joshua, will not do it too. Let's hear from David Booker. The VP of Liberia has not made a strong statement on rape in Liberia. Is she a mother? That person is asking a question. That is a good question. Oh, let's hear from Amen Freeman. And protests can bring war, so we should not protest. Liberians will never learn. They will never learn. Protest has never brought war. That is a lie. Let's hear from my man Tanun Gibson. I learned that Joshua built a church What do they teach there or preach there? Injustice and corruption. That is the point. This man establishes church. God is a man of justice. That man who has a church, a politician, a footballer turned pastor, a president turned pastor, can't even stand up for crimes against humanity. Heron Costa, who, let me leave this, speak to my topic. Speak to my topic. Just wait and see when the American people get ready for them, the economic and war crimes code will be there by force. They better do it. I want them to do it, but they have wasted my time. I'm saying it. They have wasted my time so much. That year from Amara Keita, I support war economic crimes code for Liberia. This is long overdue. Our people deserve justice. Yeah, deserve justice. I will leave it there. Let me hear from this man, Aliu Vama Samba. I know him to be Aliu Kamara. The other day he came after me. So, Mr. Aliu Vama Samba, check your system. I meant to say something is wrong with it. What system? One system here? Something is wrong with it? Oh, I don't know. I'm monitoring here. It's going well. Maybe that's your phone. You always using Propo phone, Aliu. You need to stop that. Florence Cullen, Philip Morris, why are you comparing Sierra Leone with Liberia for investors? Well, folks, I will now close this broadcast, but I can't do until I give you something. And this is it. We need a war crime court. We need it, and we need it. Our leaders must act. No longer should we allow these people to be romanticizing with this subject. This subject is serious, and we cannot allow them to do this to us. No, we will not allow that. We need a war crime court. We need it now. Too much of the politics. These leaders must be man enough, and if they not stand up for war and economic crimes court, I encourage all of you to not support them. On that note, this is how we will come to the end of this broadcast here. I focus on Liberia. Again, I'm answering here, and I brought you another edition of the Hour of Politics. Until I catch you again, enjoy the song that says, we are all Liberians. And indeed, we are all Liberians. And today I will ask all of you to listen to this song for 1 minute before you leave. Do that for me, because there's something in this song that is more powerful than even what anybody have ever said about the War and Economics Crime Code. I want to give my special salute to Brother Emmanuel Save. He is a Liberian patriot who has been exemplary in his advocacy for the War and Economic Crime Code. I salute him. He is a leader, and Liberians must recognize that. Thank you, and enjoy the song, We Are All Liberians.
We are Liberians. Liberia.